Child, so the Teenage Mutant Ninja Tale is back on the prowl. Martell came on this episode still throwing shade to Marsau, talking about, okay, side chick number 2 will be on the way. He was like, all I got to do is go down to Harry Hines right now and pull another one of Marsau's side chicks. Did y'all peep Martell threatening to bring another side chick onto YouTube? Now, Tisha, if you can't handle Miss Nell, you damn sure can't handle a sassy queen like Martell Ho himself, friend. I don't even think you built like that. I don't think you built like that. Anyway, child. And then they also talk about him squashing the beef with the Scots, but Ariane and Tisha still need to have a conversation. Is concealer and dandruff gonna have a sit down? Is that gonna be like the finale? Because right now the show is not giving much on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So if concealer and dandruff have a sit down, I guess. We also get Destiny Child. Destiny ain't nobody friend. Because we find out that Destiny is the one who went back and told Kimmy and Tisha that she said stop fucking keep her name out your motherfucking mouth. Destiny is a friend. She's man's best friend. Exactly. you're everybody's friend. Exactly. Girl, I guess, child. We also gonna talk a little bit about the Bravocon stuff. I'll probably go live later on, and then we can do like all Real Housewives, because they had the Real Housewives of Atlanta panel. I want to talk about Cardi B, just a few other things. So tonight when I'm making my gumbo greens, I'm finna make my roux and put my turkey wings on right now. And then I'll come on live close to the time that the greens done or whatever. Anyway, girl, so Drew, they had the Real Housewives of Atlanta panel, and Drew was dragging Ren and 10. The Ren and 10, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Shamia and Kelly. No, they more like Pinky and the Brain. Exactly. Girl, so Drew drugged them last night. And my whole thing is, Shamia, you shaded Portia. Now you getting into it with Drew. Ain't you the same bitch who came down to YouTube and apologized? Didn't you apologize to Drew? And apologize to the season 16? I just want to apologize. That was you, bitch. Exactly. Girl, I guess, child. Anyway, so welcome back, friend. Happy Sunday. Exactly. We're going to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're going to talk a little bit about Bravocon. They said Kandi was down there shading the girls because she got the Lifetime Achievement Award. Then Drew, like I said, Drew then got into it with all of the girlies. Then they was doing a Mount Rushmore. Girl, why was they doing a Mount Rushmore of Housewives and didn't nobody say Nene? How much did y'all pay them girls to not say Nene? I don't think of any person on Beyonce's earth that would name a Mount Rushmore of Housewives and don't include Nene. Didn't Andy tell us the house that Nene built? Come. Anyway, friend. So make sure you subscribe. I don't know if y'all having a cocktail or what y'all doing today exactly, but I'll put the timestamps. So if you don't want to hear about nothing Love and Marriage Huntsville, drop down in the timestamps, get straight to Bravocon and Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're gonna talk about Marsau ass first. Cause why Hip Molati? Why Hip Molati was on a 2 Wicked podcast with Ken and Will, child, and he just basically admitted to being a liar and tapped into his alter ego. It was funny. I'm gonna show it to y'all, and then we're gonna get into the Love and Marriage Huntsville review, and then last we'll talk about Bravocon, what had happened in the girly shade and the girlies. Exactly. Okay, so girl, look at this little clip. This is funny. A Marsau on a 2 Wicked podcast. Hold on.
Like financially, oh, I'm an undercover boss. If you see me out working, like if you say you came up to Applebee's or like Chick-fil-A or something and you see me there, if you see me just any of those times happen to see me, I'm really just trying to check out the operations. So you can't be the people if you ain't other people. And sometimes you got to put your bossism aside. The boss that just like is in the mix. So I'm like with the people and I'm undercover boss. I'm still a boss, but I'm undercover. And so that's what I do for a living.
Okay, so you own Applebee's?
They asked this man what he do for a living. Okay, so they be having, in case y'all never seen their podcast, they be having like these alter ego, like funny type of characters. So it says meet Albert, or is it Daheem? Because he was like, he didn't want to go with that name. Talking fast, thinking slow, and forgetting his own story mid-sentence. He says he's misunderstood. We say he's just creative with the truth.
I'm part of the. I'm not the. We still.
Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all see the beginning of the video. This was just funny, girl. Marsau is funny.
All right, cool. So I just sit right here.
You're good.
This like a little segment. It's called "Am I Too Wicked to Love?"
Okay. Hey, but look, my name is Albert, but I don't want to be that for this. Look, I'm a liar. I don't be 100% all the time. Like when it comes to I guess you can call it the truth. And so I'm like,
okay, y'all, I'm gonna stop it right there because I actually want y'all to go check out the episode. It was actually funny. More soldiers, I might put my application in, depending on how the second half of Love and Marriage Huntsville goes. Okay, so let's talk about the episode. I just thought that was funny. Give us a little snickling and giggle first, child. Anyway, so at the beginning of the episode, we see Trish talking to her son. They played the preview clip and we kind of talked about that. So her son, his name is Xavier, very intelligent, well-spoken young man. We know he graduated from high school. He ain't got no kids. Shout out to this young boy. Every time I hear him speak, it's always like he's the parent and Marquez and Trish are the kids. And I could only imagine growing up in that home, what he had to endure, what he has seen. And the fact that he's so cool, calm, and collected is shout out to this young boy. Shout out to Xavier. Anyway, so they working out in their little home gym in a garage, and she's asking him, "Hey, how you doing? I just want to check in with you." My first question is, would Trish have did that? Would she have checked in with her son if the cameras weren't there? Is this a scene that she's producing just because this is a part of her storyline, or in real life, are you checking in with your kids? I don't know because I can't speak to her parenting, but the fact that she hates to have conversations, even in this conversation, the whole conversation, she was looking down mostly, and she don't have eye contact. I know that she do that with other people, but I was shocked to see her do that with her own kids. You know what I'm saying? Because you're the dominant party. They're your kids. I don't know. Anyway, so he was telling her that he doesn't want to be sad. He's trying to keep himself busy and focus on his future and not stay in a bad place because he doesn't want to fall into depression. Immediately, the nurturer in me, I don't have kids, but I'm very close to my nephews and my nieces. I would have immediately tried to hug my child. You know what I'm saying? Or provide them, scoot closer to them, make him feel comfortable because he's literally telling you, because of all of the shit that's going on in this house, I'm trying to stay focused and stay positive because mama, your shit bringing me down and I'm trying not to slip into depression. Those were some heavy words that Xavier was telling his mom. And the fact that it didn't move her, I don't know personally. We don't know personally if it moved her in a sense, but her body language didn't give that what your son was telling you was moving you, or you need to reassure him or comfort him in this moment, girl. And he's a young man, 19-year-old man saying this on national TV. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was odd. Anyway, he was talking about living in the house. There's been a lot of fighting. They did a flashback to work. This not funny. To Marquez kid fight. Hold on. If y'all remember when I did the interview, I'm not the interview, when I did the review of the episode when they got the fighting in the kitchen. Remember I told y'all Marquez looked like he got a little ruffled up because before they started fighting, he had his hat on. And at the end of the fight, you see him twirl out the house, bald head. Oh my God. Ooh, child, it's giving Ken Man put them paws on him. Exactly. But Marquez, we still like your friend. Anyway, So they talk about the situations, and Trish is like, yeah, I know it's intense, so on, so on, so on, so on. Outside of Ken having a fight with Marquez, his father, he said that, hey, I talked to Ken too, because I know it has to be hard on him, and I appreciate a lot that Ken has done. This is a very emotionally mature young man. Because a lot of men will tee off on you. A lot of kids, period, they're going to tee off on you if you get in a fight with my parent. I don't give a damn if you're a new person. But you can tell he respects whatever Ken came into that house and did for his mama and did for them. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he's a very mature young man. Then he just told her, like, I don't like to hear you talking bad about him or me talking bad about you. And he told her, hey, mama, I'm always here to protect you. Da-da-da. The kid, sons love their mama. Trish said she was going to try to do better. But at the end of the conversation, it was just no eye contact, no hug to seal the deal. Baby, I'm going to work on it. It just wasn't, I don't know. And towards the end, when she talks to Dr. Francis, she went through a lot. And I guess that's why she has that cold demeanor. But that grief is like taking a toll on how you're dealing with your kids, at least from what we see. Exactly. I forgot to talk about the intro. Child, every time I don't want to see this intro for the whole duration of the last part of this season. It pissed me off, kind of like Bell Collective intro. Like, what is going on with the music and the lighting? Like Carlos King, I got a good ring light where you can come and do it in my kitchen. Tell the cast, even Kimmy and Maurice can come over, child. Just let me help me help you, bitch. Exactly, because I hate that intro. Anyway, child, so we go over Nail House. First of all, the outside of Nail House is beautiful. It looked like a castle. I'm here for her house. It's a far cry than some of the other houses we didn't see. The remodels and on the highways and byways, and we ain't even gonna talk about Bill Collective. Anyway, but Miss Neal, please remodel your house, girl. Why you got them old ass chairs in that damn kitchen? That old ass table setting? Girl, that's some shit my grandma and them used to do. Miss Neal, you too cute for that. Anyway, child. So Miss Neal and Chris Fletcher sit down, baby, and immediately she started talking about Destiny dating Twine. Chris, like, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. Chris Fletcher's reaction let me know that Destiny wrong as a mother. I already knew Destiny was wrong as a motherfucker, but Chris Fletcher reaction is just like, what that bitch? He wanted to say that bitch? What the fuck? Exactly. So Chris Fletcher is like, maybe Destiny on some Martell shit. Maybe she on some petty shit, on some get back, like, hey, oh, you had a baby on me, so I'm finna go mess with your friend. That could very well be plausible. We know that Destiny is a spiteful, vindictive type of bitch. She was mad because she couldn't be a part of Melody's circle. What did she call her? Circle or something? And then you got mad and befriended Martell. That, to me, that was that whole thing. Her support system or whatever she used to call it. Exactly. So I can see her getting mad at Lance, and now you want to talk to the security guard. Anyway, so Chris low-key wanted to say, damn, she a pass-around asshole. Anyway, even when Miss Neal told him, she was like, yeah, I talked to Lance, and Lance gave him his blessing. Chris like, what type of stupid ass shit? Because Lance is their godson / Lance's best friend. So Twine is Lance's best friend and a godson. It's given they was always best friends, and and the Fletchers did a lot for him and kind of adopted him as a godson. Or I don't know. The moral of the story is Destiny is giving you almost dating brothers in this bitch. I don't know, child. Then she talk about Tisha. She was like, yeah, because Tisha told Destiny. It's giving Tisha and Destiny just tell everything that's going on with Miss Neal. Miss Neal, I wouldn't fuck with Destiny. Destiny is not your friend because Destiny talks to a bitch that you don't fuck with about you. Tisha told Destiny, oh, Miss Neal left the reunion. She knew that Lance was having a baby and she didn't tell you. Girl, that ain't your friend. Miss Neal knew that Lance had a baby on the way and she ain't even tell you. And Destiny ran back and told her, yeah, girl, Miss Neal said, keep her motherfucking name out your mouth. Why do y'all trust that incredible edible egghead bitch? Exactly. Girl, I guess. Anyway, so Miss Nell telling, like, yeah, Tisha in my motherfucking business, and I don't like that. I told that bitch. Miss Nell said Tisha better keep her motherfucking name out of her mouth about 5 times. This, excuse my language on a Sunday, but Miss Nell said that about 5 times. I told that bitch to keep my motherfucking name out of her mouth. I told that bitch keep my name. Miss Nell told you tons of times, bitches. I don't know. Anyway, child, and then she was like, yeah, so kids should be off limits because Tisha always talking about family off limits. Now, Miss Nell clocks you, bitch. No concealer, Tisha. Where was you at all episode? We ain't see you or your bald-headed ass man. Exactly. But Tisha, you are the main one. We need to stay out of everybody marriage. We need to stay out of everybody marriage. That was you, ho. On a show called Love and Marriage Huntsville, where we supposed to be talking about love in your marriage, you was the bitch who said that marriages need to be off limits. So if marriages need to be off limits, stay the fuck out of Miss Nell and them family business. And even if she didn't tell Destiny, why is you being a messy bitch? That has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you, bitch. You just being a messy bitch because you don't want us to talk about that interview with the Harry Hines girl that Martell did, talking about Marsau ass grinding and whining with her and Maurice down in Vegas. And Martell said he had side chick number 2 on the way. Baby, we gonna talk about it. Anyway, so we get the scene. Destiny goes out on a date with Twan. Destiny, now, what is this? Episode 8 or episode 9? Not episode 9, you with Twan. Episode 10, you with Will. Now I ain't mad at you because both of them got nice bodies. You know what I'm saying? But Twan and Will is cool. So Twan and Will cool. And you talk to Lance, who is like his god brother. Or girl, what they do to that? It's giving it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Okay. I'm sorry, Destiny, because we don't know if you gave up a little of that cat. Exactly. We just know that you're going on dates with him and the optics of it is not good. The optics is just not good. Even your little friend Martell is cracking jokes next episode about you. I don't know, child. So we get to this date with Destiny and Twan. Somebody said he had the body of a god and a face from hell. Fred, if you said that, now on the video on Instagram, he looked a little rough. On this episode, sitting down with Destiny, his face didn't look rough to me. He looked handsome. Maybe he got a skin rejuvenation, or maybe he got him a nice little facial, or fire nice facial for this episode. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, Twan do got a nice body. Okay. Destiny is talking about we having a business luncheon. Destiny, what are you talking about? Bitch, no, you're not having no business luncheon with him. You heard that he wanted to talk to you. You got a crush on him, so you asked him out for lunch. And you needed a scene. You need a storyline. That's what it's giving. Anyway, so she said he was a previous bodyguard from one of her events. And she was like, yeah, I'm doing future events and I'm going to future events and I'll need your services. Who the fuck is out to get Destiny? Last time I checked, all of the men was running away from you. Moses don't want you. LeBerick don't want you. He trying to sue you and take all your money. You think you need a bodyguard for LeBerick? Last time I checked, you be the one that's problematic when y'all exchange the child. So who do Destiny need a bodyguard for? I couldn't for the life of me figure, unless somebody out here chasing platypuses, I don't fucking know. I said, I guess, girl, you just say you wanted to meet Twan. We understand. He cute. Anyway, so she talked about the googly eyes comment. She said she found out that they were god brothers when she met Lance, and he's like, yeah, that's crazy. My whole thing is, if Destiny is at fault, Twan at fault too. Because Twan, why is you messing with a girl that your god brother used to mess with? Sometimes men don't care though. Men don't care. And if Lance and Destiny didn't have sex like Destiny said, then they might not think it's a big deal. But I think it's a big deal. I don't believe that they didn't have sex. Just by the Chris Fletcher, even what Miss Nell said, if your mama said Your mama like, my son is not gonna be messing with that girl and talking about that girl, and he ain't had sex with that girl like that. The mama, no. Listen to the damn mama. Exactly. Anyway, child. Then Destiny starts talking about Neil because Neil asked him if they had sex, and she was like, Neil need to worry about Chris Fletcher. And now I will say, Miss Neil, that was out of line. I wouldn't talk underneath it. I don't know. I do talk shit on it, but that's what I do. I review. But if that was my friend, if I call you my friend, I'm not gonna be like, did you have sex with her? Not on camera. I might slide you a note. I might text you. But I don't know if I would have put Destiny on blast. And you cannot assume that Destiny is having sex with these dudes because she talked to them. I talk to tons of people, go on dates and shit, never smelt the cat. Exactly. So I understand that. But then this is where Destiny loses me. Destiny is like, she needs to be okay with, she was like, you can date multiple people and not have sex with them. And she was like, I need a man that's okay with me dating multiple people and talking and stuff. And Twine is kind of like, yeah, okay, so and so and so and so. And like, I think he kind of mildly interested. He didn't even get her last name right. He calls some Destiny Patterson or some shit like that. And he was like, I never thought I would be sitting across from a Destiny Patterson or some shit. But the way Destiny said that, it kind of, I wouldn't have said that to no dude. It's kind of giving, I'm out here in the streets and I'm mingling and I'm dating multiple people. And if you want to talk to me, you got to be cool with that. You know, I was like, yeah, Destiny, I ain't like that. That big, is that big dick energy that you're talking about? That's a turnoff. If I was a dude and heard her say that, I wouldn't talk to her. It's giving you out in the streets. And any man that date me need to be cool with that. Mind you, that may be the real tea, and I ain't got no problem with that. But even if that is the real tea, I wouldn't tell a man that. I wouldn't tell you that. Exactly. I don't know. So then we get a scene with Ken and Trish. They talking about how they beef be lingering, how they can't communicate properly. She asks Ken, do you want to be here? He like, barely, bitch. Exactly. I know. Ooh, yeah. Friend, this my right hand, baby. I seen some DMs where Ken might be up for cheating. He might come off as a good guy, but I don't know. It's all allegedly and in my opinion, even though I seen him in black and white. Exactly. I don't know, friend. Anyway, but he's like, yeah, I'm 1 foot out the door because you need to make some changes. You ain't went to counseling. You need to get your shit together, so on. So Trish is saying that she should, and I'm kind of 50-50 with it because we've seen Ken be problematic as well. So I don't think it's 100% Trish. I think Ken got some shit to do with it too. Hold on, y'all. Somebody parked right outside of my door. Anyway, so that was pretty much the scene with him. He was like, just because you went through this grief and stuff, you don't have a license to treat people badly. I 100% agree with Ken. I know a lot of people who, we didn't went through a lot of traumatic shit or whatever, but that don't mean you dog the person out that's there for you. And for some reason, that's how it be. The person who decides to be there for you, you take all of your anger and dog the person out who decides to stay and help you. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel where Ken was coming from. So then we get Nell at her daycare. It's Nell, Chris Fletcher, and then Lance pop up. She wants Lance to do some work. Y'all know Lance has a remodeling company. I think it's called Greenleaf or something like that. What I will say is that boy Lance be out there working. Every day I see him working and he shows like the complete jobs and stuff. So shout out to Lance. We do know he's a hard worker and we actually see it. That's why they don't show the good shit. Why didn't y'all show the walls going up at Scott Manor that Marsau showed us? Or why don't y'all show us Lance with his remodeling company and stuff? It's like y'all low-key exploiting these people and not even bigging up their businesses. You know, like at least on Real Housewives of Atlanta and some of the other shows, even Bell Collective, we went to Brick and Spoons. We went to the what is it called? The methadone clinic. Let us see their businesses and what they're doing. Besides Tisha swirling around on Instagram. Let's see y'all building some shit or finishing some shit. Exactly. Anyway, so Lance's supposed to be doing some work at the daycare. And Next thing you know, Martell bald-headed ass pop in. He shows up with his little tight slacks doing what he do. And then as soon as he came in, Chris Fletcher was like, yeah, the way you and Marsau be arguing and stuff, I thought you wanted to come take a trip to the daycare. Not y'all some childish bald-head bitches. Shout out to Chris Fletcher with the shade. Anyway, so Lance going on about his business or whatever. Then Martell tells them that he was checking on his investment property in the area. He tells them that Ariane and the babies is moving in the house. And Miss Nell was like, oh, so you ain't making no money. She was low-key telling you, you got an investment property that you ain't gonna make no money off of because you finna move your little side chick dandruff up in this bitch. And he was like, yeah, I used to pay the rent at the other place, so this gonna save me some money. And Miss Nell like, oh, you was paying rent at the other place. Do y'all think Martell was paying? Only reason I think Martell was paying rent is because we know Ariana ain't got no damn job. What she do for a living? A duck that quack. That's exactly. I don't know. So he's talking about her moving in. I still feel like they just trying to introduce us to her as if we ain't seen this bitch for the last 5 years on TikTok and YouTube, looking a damn mess with them damn braces and that wild ass Wolverine ass hair. But I digress. Anyway, what else they was talking about? They was talking about Marsau and Martell being cool, like how they, got over their little issues and shit. They agreed to not speak negatively against each other. They don't know how long that's gonna last because he shaded him walking out the door. But I digress. But then he said, yeah, Letitia and Orion ain't talked yet though. So was that an opening for Letitia and Orion to have a conversation? If they do have a conversation, I don't want Kimmy to be there because Kimmy is giving fucking junkyard dog bodyguard exactly to Letitia. I want to see Letitia stand on her own 10 toes because I don't think she would have been a match for Neil. That's why she brought Wanda on. That's why we see Kimmy getting into it with her and all the other stuff because Tisha, you talking all of that shit, but you not standing 10 toes down with Miss Neil. And Miss Neil's smaller than you, but that don't matter. Exactly. I guess, child. And then so Martell getting ready to leave or whatever. And Miss Neil was like, I ain't got no issues with Tisha. I said, keep my motherfucking name out your mouth. And Martell was like, yeah, that's what I've been dealing with for the last few years. Basically saying, and I've been telling Tisha, keep my name out your mouth. He told Marsau, tell your wife to shut up talking about me and it won't be no problems. As he walking out the door, Martell talking about something, yeah, because side chick number 2 will be on the way. What you say, little bitch? Martell cannot help but be messy. He cannot help but be a messy bottom, girl. As he leaving out the door after he just said that they agreed not to talk negatively. You just said that's what you and Marsau said. Now you walking out the door talking about something. Yeah, Tisha say something, side chick number 2 on the way. Not an interview number 2. Let me cut my notifications on. I was like, I want this side chick number 2, the mystery lady. Y'all know I be stalking her. Anyway, so in the last thing we get Trish and Dr. Francis, she's speaking to him. I thought this was really, really good. I didn't like that the episode ended on a sad note, but I love to see Dr. Francis. He gave her a lot of great advice. Trish talks about how she lost her parents, she lost her sister, and how she was lost after her dad passed. She was like, that was like her drill sergeant. And that resonated so much with me because when I lost my mom, I went to this church called IBOC here in Dallas. It's a mega church or whatever. And Pastor Rush was talking to me. He was talking to me. He like really helped me get through a lot of the stuff I was going through. The moral of the story is he was telling me, he was like, yeah, when you lose a parent, it's kind of like you lost your coach. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how you can run. At least I used to run to my mama for everything. Like, help me make these decisions. How do I deal with this problem? These men, da 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 da. So it's like you lost your coach, the person that was meant to guide you and direct you, da 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 da. And I like the way that Trish said it was her drill sergeant. Maybe he came off in a drill sergeant type of way, but he was still like the leader of the pack when she was talking about how they were all lost without him and stuff. She said she had an angry soul. That's why she goes to the gym. And he was like, "Yeah, you just go to the gym to get that anger out, and nobody can can't combat you or whatever. But that's not healthy because you still have that. You know what I'm saying? When you go home." He was also telling her she has to deal with her grief because the people that love her are not getting the best version of her because she's still dealing with the grief. I 1,000% agree, especially her kids. You know what I'm saying? Even Ken, it was crazy. He also was asking if she has a spotter in the gym. I thought this was a great metaphor. I love Dr. Francis. Dr. Francis is good at what he does. Exactly. He asked her if she had a spotter in the gym. He was like, so in case you can't lift those weights, they'll be able to catch it if it falls or whatever. And she said no, her spotter left her, talking about Marquez. She was like, the person who was supposed to be my spotter let the weights fall on me. I said, girl, I felt Trisha in that situation. And I love the fact that he used the metaphor like the gym. You know what I'm saying? I said, this was good. Trish needs help. Like Trish honestly needs help in therapy. I hope she continues to see Dr. Francis and it's not just for the show. I actually hope he had sessions with Trish and then get the kids in her. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be great for her. She talked about how she don't let people get close to her because she's scared of losing them and she has attachment issues. I 1,000% agree with all of that because I'm the same way, which is probably why I be doing some people the way I be doing them. Lord, I'm a work in progress. Exactly. I thought it was great though. I think that's what Trish needed. Of course, she broke down. She had her moments or whatever. But I love Dr. Francis. I wonder if Dr. Francis gonna get Tisha and Marsau in there and talk about their damn issues. Because Dr. Francis can break Marsau down. Like, no more snickling and giggling, bitch. Who was the mystery lady? Nah. But yeah, I hope Dr. Francis stay. I hope he speak to Marsau and Tisha, Maurice and Kimmy. Why do she gotta have sex every day of the damn week? Exactly. Would you leave her if she couldn't open her cat no more? Dr. Francis, please bring some light to this show. Exactly. Anyway, child. So next time we see that, like I said, Destiny told Kimmy the shit Miss Nell said. So, bitch, you went back and told her that Destiny's messy. Like I said, she's nobody's friend. Miss Nell, you should have learned that from Melody, that Destiny ain't nobody's friend. So I don't know why you thought she was gonna be your friend. Cause you see she a two-faced ass bitch. Now Kimmy talking about something. Keep on talking, I'm gonna throw you over in the pool or something. Miss Nell hopped up so fast, like, bitch, you ain't gonna throw nobody over no motherfucking pool. You got me fucked up. And then Destiny hops in the middle of them and she trying to break it up. Bitch, you breaking it up, but you the reason this fight happened. You the one who went back telling her shit, bitch. And this all got to do with you and Lance, which why are you tripping so hard over Lance if you ain't never had sex with him? What are we talking about? Y'all better let the incredible edible egg go. She ain't damn one. Tisha, she ain't your friend. She sat there right with Martell when he was talking about your man cheating. And Miss Nell, she damn sure ain't your friend because she let Tisha talk shit to her and she went back and told Tisha and Kimmy what you said. And she gonna be snickling and giggling at that table with Wanda when Wanda talking about coming down to Huntsville and getting with you. Girl, I guess. And then Tisha asking Miss Nell, well, pop it all off is because Tisha asking Miss Nell, why did you lead a reunion? Miss Nell was like, bitch, I ain't got Tisha, who the fuck is you? To ask Miss Nell why she left the reunion. And why are you in business that ain't got shit to do with you? That ain't got shit to do with you. You not fucking on Lance. Hopefully you ain't fucking on Destiny. That relationship ain't got nothing to do with you. And if you don't want nobody dibbling in your marriage, why are you all in Miss Nell business about what her son Lance got going on? Because if we start talking about you, my marriage, bitch, let's talk about this Harry Hines interview. I hope Miss Nell get with them, y'all. I hope Miss Nell get with Kimmy and get with Tisha and clock both of their team. Exactly. I'm team Miss Nell over here. But Miss Nell, that's what the fuck you get. Because you thought some girlies would be your friend after they did Mel the way they did Mel and Mel put them on. Look at the way they did the girl that put them on. Girl, that was so stupid. And then Destiny show up with Will. So before the end of this interview, if y'all talking about me talking about Destiny, Destiny pops up with another man that's cool with everybody too. And Will talking to Martell, and he said something about her being a good girl. Will go say, "No, that ain't what I want to hear. You got one night to prove yourself." Baby, I hope that's a joke, Will, or I'm gonna drag your Tangalon ass too. You are not exempt, poo poo. Why is this lady looking all in my damn place? Y'all, let me close these blinds. Exactly. Anyway, so tell me what y'all thought about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Still kind of boring. Still didn't get no funny shade. Nobody really had star power. We're gonna see what Miss Neal brings to the table. I'm glad Trish got some therapy. We didn't see any of the Scotts this episode. I didn't care either way. Exactly. But it was cool. It was cool. I mean, y'all got me in for another episode or two. Exactly. Anyway, okay, so before we go, let's talk about Bravocon real quick. We'll do later on tonight when I cook. I'll go live and we can talk everything because I don't think is Real Housewives of Potomac coming on tonight. Maybe I'll do it around 6. So make sure your notifications on. Later on tonight, I'm gonna cook and I'll go live. We can talk about all of the Bravocon tea. It's so much tea. I don't have time to talk about all of the tea that's going on at Bravocon at this moment. Anyway, but first things first. So Kandi. Miss and Nine. No, let me leave Kandi girl alone. Okay, so Kandi got the Lifetime Achievement Award. Is she the first person to get the Lifetime Achievement Award? Let me see. Let me Google this real quick, y'all. Is Kandi Burruss the first person to get the Lifetime Achievement Award from Bravo? Boy, let me call you back. Anyway, I think she is. So she got the Lifetime Achievement Award. Well deserved. I talk about Kandi a lot, but Kandi was that girl. She did a lot while she was on the show. She promoted tons of brands and she used this platform as it should be used. I think the only person before her to do that was Bethany Frankel. Bethany leveraged her spot on Real Housewives of New York and really built a lot of brands for herself or whatever. Kandi did it on a major level. And of course, she a chocolate girly, so shout out to her. A lot of people were saying she shouldn't get the Lifetime Achievement Award because Kandi don't have as many iconic moments. I agree. I 100% agree. I can think of, Nene, Portia, even Cynthia, Kenya for sure, Phaedra. Those girlies have way more iconic moments, sayings, lines. You know what I'm saying? Moments. I think they have more iconic moments than Kandi does. Kandi probably has like a handful. Anyway, so when Kandi came to get her acceptance speech, though, she said, "I'm ingrained in you bitches' brain." If y'all don't recall, she said that to Nene on a reunion that they did during COVID when they were, there virtually or whatever. She was telling Nene that, and Nene was like, girl, bye, da da da. So a lot of people said that was shade to Nene. Do y'all think that was shade to Nene? I'm gonna put it like this. I think when Kandi came up there, it was a good idea to say one of your iconic lines, because you win in the Lifetime Achievement Award. So why not come up there and flex with one of your iconic lines? However, I do feel like Kandi has a lot. She could have came up there and been like, the lines. Kandi has other sayings that she could have said when she came up to accept her award. I feel like she chose that one to one up Nene. Like I'm the queen, because I don't care what none of y'all say. Nene and Kandi, and it's on both of their parts. Nene and Kandi have always had this secret beef, and I've always felt like Kandi was competitive about Nene being revered as the ultimate housewife. That's why you notice Kandi always say, "I'm the longest running housewife. I'm the longest running housewife." But everybody knows Nene is the greatest housewife. She's like the most iconic housewife. Even though Kandi is the longest running, Kandi might have the most money, and Kandi this, Kandi that. Kandi ain't no Nene though. Let's be clear. She ain't no Nene, and it's just not even close. We know it's not even close. Exactly. So I do feel like Kandi was being shady because that's the iconic line you chose to say. She said some other stuff, but yeah. She could have came up there and be like, I will drag you in this motherfucker. She could have said anything, but I think that I'm ingrained in you bitches' brain. I don't think that's like a top 3 line from Kandi, and I think she chose that one to shout out to me. That's just what I think. Anyway, they asked Phaedra how she felt about Kandi, and Phaedra was like, okay, well, I'm proud of her. You know, there's no ill will. You know, I was the one who told her that they had an opening on Housewives. Now, I thought Kandi said Tiny did. So I don't know, but it was good that Phaedra didn't have no, you know, they seen her clapping for her or whatever. I think it's more Kandi still hate Phaedra versus Phaedra hating Kandi. And it's because, I mean, Phaedra, you did the worst shit to her. Kandi deserved it, in my opinion. I ain't gonna say Kandi deserved it. Let me take that back. Kandi started it. And Phaedra, as a Scorpio, took it too damn far. So, of course, Phaedra like, I got my lick back, bitch. We could be cool. And Kandi like, no, ho. I still want to drag your ass. Anyway, child. Then we, on the Real Housewives of Atlanta panel, child, Drew, Kelly, and Shamia get into it. First of all, Shamia was talking about she was like, I don't believe in alliances, but we had an alliance for the young and the fresh girls. First of all, bitch, what? If you don't believe in alliances, why would you start an alliance? And then Angela interjects like, oh, well, you ain't include me because what? Because I'm old. She was like, well, I said the young and the fresh girlies. And then, so cut to Cynthia. Cynthia responded and was like, very classy. I love Cynthia. And her hair was everything. It was giving Diana Ross, I'm the queen. I'm the head OG of this bitch. Cynthia was like, yeah, because back in my day, it was not any young and fresh. The youngers mixed with the news, and we were all, you know, just that girl in tandem. So that's just really how it works. I was like, okay, exactly. She was low-key eating Shamia up in a classy way. Because Shamia, you was a full-time peach holder on season 16. Cynthia was just a friend of the show, and I'll take Cynthia every day and twice on Sundays. Cynthia ate you up season 16. Ate you clean up like a charcuterie board. So what are you talking about? The young and fresh girlies are whack. Britt Edie punked out, and I don't care what nobody say. I wish Britt Edie would have stayed. I wish Britt Edie would have came back this season because she would have ate down with the girlies. Ugh. Rest in peace to Britt Edie, child. And her housewives career. Anyway, so she ate Shamia up. Then Drew was talking about her music. Went ahead and ate Shamia up as well. She was like, Shamia was trying to shade her. Drew like, bitch. She was like, bitch, last time I checked, I got a whole album. All you got is one song. You give it one hit wonder, bitch. Turned around to Kelly and was like, and you, Gardner. She said, and you, Gardner, with no talent. She called her a talentless little sidekick. Girl, Drew ate both of them down in a bust down blind wig. The blind wig ate down. Drew was sitting. I will say Drew was sitting. And she was telling the truth. And then Shamia kind of chimed in and was like, yeah, and that one song outsold your whole album. I said, okay. You had a little comeback. But last time I checked, didn't you apologize to Drew? You the same bitch after the reunion who came down to this YouTube with your mama, your praying auntie, your Uncle Nick, all type of shit, apologizing to the girlies, crying and apologizing. She's a fake ass bitch. I don't even know why she still got her peach. Andy Cohen, you doing us a disservice, Popo. Girl. And then she had on a long black lace dress with a big ass white collar on it. Girl. And that short hair. I don't like Shamia with short hair. It make her look older. Shamia is a pretty, pretty girl. You know who Shamia remind me of? I can't stand Shamia, but she's beautiful. Shamia remind me of Vanessa Bell Calloway. If y'all don't know who Vanessa Bell Calloway is, in her younger days, she played the wife on Coming to America. Bark like a dog. Roof, roof, roof. A big dog. Roof, roof. Anyway, Shamia is beautiful. I think she looks better with long hair, though. I didn't like her. I think she looked better in that blue plastic outfit with the hat when she was trying to look like Portia. She looks better with that than that little lace outfit she had on with the short hair, girl. And Kelly looked a damn girl. Kelly had this Michael Jackson wig on. She promotes for Alley Pearl too. I was thinking, child, I hope my Alley Pearl wig don't come looking like Kelly's last night. I guess, child. Anyway, so that's all I got, friend. Later on, like I said, I'll come and we can talk about everything Bravocon. I want to talk about Kandi and just a few other things. And then, of course, I'm going to be cooking my gumbo greens. I'm getting ready to make my roux right now, and I'm going to record it so y'all will see the whole video. But I'm going to make my roux now and then put my turkey wings in, let that cook down. So maybe when I go live, that'll be when I actually put my greens on and shit like that. Anyway, so tell me what y'all thought about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Is Destiny a 304? Why is Martell still shading Marsau? Marsau is crazy as that thing. Make sure y'all go watch Two Wicked Podcast, the episode that they posted with Marsau, because he is a damn fool. Is No Concealer Tisha gonna sit down with Ariane? Exactly, girl. I guess. Anyway, so tell me what y'all thought about everything. Make sure you comment. I try to reply to all of my comments. Subscribe if you haven't, friend. And then I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.